Welcome back to another session of Conversations at Cannes, powered by Porter Novelli, here live at the Cannes Lion Festival. I'm with Freddie Laker, who is the Director of Digital Strategy at Sapient Nitro in Asia. He's also one of the co-founders of iChameleon, and he's here to talk to us a little bit about some of Sapient Nitro's activation around the festival, and in general, what do you think is cool and what's happening? So,
thanks for inviting me to talk as usual. This is my 5th year at Cannes, so loving it for the fun side, but also from the business side. But the thing I'm finding really interesting this year, almost more than any other year, again, is just how innovation is starting to lead creative. When before it was about doing digital activations, now I find it's more about the technology in almost any category, kind of enhancing the creative experience and just doing things I think are really fascinating and really interesting. A couple have caught my eye, and a couple of the things that even we're doing ourselves at Sapient Nitro that I think are interesting include the Wolves vending machine, which seems to be getting quite a bit of buzz. If people haven't seen it, I encourage you to search for it online. So this is a vending machine that we did for the Heart brand with the Wolves business at Unilever that has facial recognition technology in it. And the facial recognition technology can detect your age, it can detect your gender, it can detect a range of facial expressions, including smiling. So the big idea for the campaign is basically share happy. So as people come up to the machine in this specific promotion, if you go up and you smile really big, it registers a smile-o-meter, registers the big smile that rewards you by giving you a free ice cream.
I love that level of engagement because you basically have to interact with the product, and you already have this wonderful anticipation because you want something sweet and you want to have an ice cream, but then at the same time, it's not really until you actually have the product that you get to enjoy that experience and you're actually bringing it out in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, the reaction we're getting out of people is great, just watching people interact with it. Some other things it does, because it can track your face, as soon as you walk up to it, we'll start like boxing your head in these kind of little animatic characters, so you'll see your real face, and you'll have these kind of, whether it be your head inside a scuba suit, or we can superimpose like, curly mustaches on you, all this kind of fun stuff to kind of get you to naturally smile as you walk up. And then all the machines are internet enabled, so all the smiles that we capture are actually socially sharing, not only via Facebook or to your mobile device, or even onto basically what will eventually happen when the Share Happy global site comes out onto there.
And you guys are also doing an activation here for Sapient Nitro. You have an app. Can you tell us about that app?
So doing our own little bit of self-promotion. I think it was a bit of a mad experiment because we weren't sure if we could get clients to buy into it yet. But it's basically called Marco Polo. So you remember the Marco Polo game we all played when we were kids, right? So you yell out Marco, you've got your eyes shut, you're trying to find everyone else in the pool, or one specific person in the swimming pool is typically played, and they yell out Polo, and that's how you kind of find each other. So we thought, how could we do that in the digital age, maybe using Twitter, now that they've added geolocation updates basically to their system. So effectively you enable geolocation in Twitter, and then I follow at Sapient Nitro, and I tweet whatever, I'm having a great time at Cannes, or here's a photo of me at the gutter bar, and then hashtag Marco. Then basically we send you a direct message back that says hashtag Polo, and we give you a link. The link will show you all the buzz that's nearby in Twitter, all the hottest places in Cannes based on Twitter updates. And most importantly, it will tell you whether you're hot or cold on trying to find a guy that we've got actually in real time wandering around the city with a Marco shirt on. And if you find him, we'll enter you in a free chance to win an iPad. So really just cool geo-based game. I think I like Foursquare, I'm a fan of it, but I think it's important that people start to recognize there's a lot of other games you can play with GPS. It doesn't have to be about check-ins,
right?
And just trying to be the mayor of something because she went there 6 times, which is not the greatest game for me.
A lot of it seems to be around experimentation and making sure that you play with the media as much as possible just to test its boundaries and its limits, because there will be lots of different types of applications in the future. So, here at Cannes, obviously there's a lot of buzzwords going around: authenticity, transparency. Social media is now in its probably 3rd or 4th showing here in many different ways. What do you think is either the new disciplines or the disciplines that are going to emerge in the next 2 or 3 years that come out of the digital space database that we're going to start to see make its way into entries into the festival?
I think this is going to be the year that mobile finally kind of really hits the map. I think that it's finally hitting a level of maturity now where you can do some really interesting things with it.
Yes.
So when you start thinking about mobile marketing, where before, okay, we knew that mobile was going to be big, and everyone was dropping these big stats about, everyone's got one. It's, makes obvious sense. It's the right way to connect with consumers. The phones weren't really there, and getting a text message that's 140 characters long telling me to get 10% off on some underwear or something wasn't exactly an engaging ad for me. But now I think we're at this place where apps have become super prevalent now, and especially now that you can add location, which is really the big thing for me. It's this new dimension. It's for marketing. Location is going to bring this level of relevance that we haven't really had before.
Right.
So when you start taking the new things that are available through Facebook's Open Graph, so hyper relevance based on your social profile, and adding in location-based updates as well. So you've got hyper relevance based on location, and then I think you're going to find the most relevant experience being delivered to mobile. And a good example of that for us, so we've actually just got shortlisted, which I'm thrilled about. So we did for Auto Trader. So it's a mobile app for the UK Auto Trader. You can effectively go in and snap a license tag on any car in England, and it will do optical character recognition on that plate, hit the national database, find out what kind of car it is, look up every car nearby that is like that car, tell you what the value is on it, give you a history of that car, similar cars, and starts taking image recognition and location and the desires, the immediate desires of the consumer into account at one time. So.
All right. Well, you sound like you have so much going on. Congratulations on being shortlisted.
Thank you.
Freddie Laker, the Director of Digital Strategy Asia for Sapient Nitro. Join us again for another conversation at Cannes.